Hello YouTube, this is Terrell. Today is Wednesday, December 28th, 2011. This is my March 22nd, 2012 warning video. Now my astronomers have not yet come online, but they will soon. They're going to begin getting visuals of the heavy mass object that is now between the Sun and the Leo constellation. Now some of you may remember 9 Nadia, which I don't agree with hardly anything that gal says, but she was able to use the Elenin orbit diagram last year on March the 8th. I remember distinctly. I've mirrored the video. It's one of the videos in my uploads where she predicted she stopped the orbit diagram on March the 11th and was able to give a warning out. Well, this is a warning shot the same way. The reason she could make that warning is because the Earth passed between the Sun and the Leo constellation. Now that's according to the 188-day cycle. But before I get into that, this guy right here, the Barcaroller, he made this video on December the 17th showing the alignment that's taking place on March 21st, 22nd. So that the enhancement of what's going to happen is shown in his video. He doesn't even see the heavy mass object. That's going to, in other words, Aquarius is out in this area and the Leo constellation is behind us. The heavy mass object is going to come in alignment also on this day, this same day. So I want to throw this in here to let you know other people are giving similar warnings and watches for around the equinox period. Now, this is according to the 188-day cycle. This is why I can make this prediction. We have historical precedent on our side. And you're going to want to go. There's a lot of information in this video, more than you realize. Go and watch this 188-day cycle explain. Stop this video, go watch it. Go in the description box. You're going to see that Lucas, he sees it too. I've heard recently that John Moore, he's talking about it too. There's a lot of people that know about March 22nd coming up. That there are warnings involved, like Fukushima. This is the day that I expect the Earth axis is going to shift 5 inches. 5 inches. It's right here in red. Right here in red, right here, from the 188-day video. This is the day, right here. Because, notice that the equinoxes are here, and the solstices are here. This heavy mass object is coming in and straddling the equinoxes with these events. Look at the dates. September 23rd is the equinox over here. March 21st over here. And on the outside orbit was December 18th. We just passed that. See, the Earth is right now about here. The disturbed area space from the solar activity is over here towards the Leo constellation where the heavy mass object is. The Earth is getting ready to orbit in between March the 22nd. See, we're about 3 months away. Okay. Warning, warning. If you're in a seismic area right here, warning, warning, warning. March the 22nd, Earth axis shift. Aquifers around the world are going to shift too. Just like right here, like you see it. March 11th, 2011, February 27th, 2010, Japan and Chile, Earth axis shifts on those days. That's why I'm saying historical precedent says this event is going to happen right here on March 22nd. Okay, this is the link list from my research. A lot of good information right up in here. All kinds of resources for you to help keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening. Here's Zeta Girl's links right here. Now also on this page you see there's a Crew 4T testimony page. This is the PDF that he wrote. I think it's 119 pages. You're going to want to go through this information to know what's happening, what's going on. This link here is to one of my radio shows on Revolution Radio. He came on, if I remember right, it's June the 22nd, and this is a video. This is a video of that interview of his section. You're going to want to listen to his words, his descriptions of the heavy mass object. We were looking at it from far side orbit on the far end, over on the summer side. Now we're on the winter side on the far end, 2 AU in distance away. So we're looking at it from a little different angle, but we're getting ready to come right between this thing and the sun again, just like I said. There's this is an interesting fella right here, Know the Truth Studios. He takes our radio shows from the Freedomizer network that we do on Monday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and he does more research, and he puts pictures to what we're saying, okay, the warnings that we're giving, things like that. Are you ready for what is coming? That's the series that he's doing with us. So I encourage you to subscribe and to go through those videos. You're going to see some great stuff. The guy's really talented. I appreciate the work that he's doing. We have a lot of great things coming up in the future too, with Know the Truth Studios and with the Pharaoh over the Freedomizer radio network, putting together information and packaging it and getting it out there so that people can wake up. Okay, if you go out on the internet, you're going to see, I mean, I'm not the only guy talking about the 188-day cycle. Like I said, Lucas and John Moore and other people are waking up to that too, of what's going on here. The reason that you have 188 days is because if this thing was coming in straight to the sun, then we'd have a 6-month period here from this point to this point, exactly 6 months. It'd be 182 and a half days. But we have 188 because this thing is coming in on an arc curve around the sun. It's arc curving around, and it's coming in around the sun. So it's moving left towards it's in the Leo constellation, moving towards Virgo by 5.5 days for every 188. Okay, that's why we can predict this. It's not because anybody's seen anything new in this orbit cycle. You have to realize we're on backside orbit, that the Leo constellation is in the daytime sky. So we've just now transitioned over far enough so that we're getting an open window so we can observe in the early morning hours. Okay, so there's more and more time in the morning that this thing is visible. That's why the astronomers are getting ready to come online, but they have not yet. Okay, so I just want to say this map predicts that maybe something was going to happen in California on September the 15th. The September the 15th is the backside orbit day, right here, September the 15th. That's when we had Fiji 7.3, just like we had Christchurch 7.1 the year before. This coming year, September 26, 2012, there's going to be a 7.5 event on the backside. That's 188 days from this day. And I get messages saying, don't you know this is supposed to be, there's a leap year here. I understand that. If you count the days from February 27th to March 11th, you see there's also extra time in here. Because it's 188 days, it's actually 188.52 or something like that. So you're going to get an extra day in here, and the leap year takes it up. So that's why this is March 22nd. That's the right day, March 22nd, 2012. Okay, so this is the research room. You guys do not have to wait for a radio show or for a YouTube video. We can interact live with the members of our panel, our radio panel. We have Cossack and Deacon John, who give us the geopolitical reports. That's what the government's doing. Deacon John is an attorney. He works with the documentation. He's a great researcher, and he's up to date on the Patriot Act and the continuity of government and FEMA and the exercises that they're doing and what they're preparing for and things like that. Very, very important. It could be that nothing I'm saying to you is important, because if there is an operation, if there's a PSYOP, if there's a false flag, if the government does something, the elites, when I say the government, I'm talking about the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, the people that are in Washington are just puppets. Now, if they decide to bring down a power grid and then not come back up, then it doesn't matter when the heavy mass object is coming in. If lockdown comes before that, you see, the purpose of all of this is to help people wake up to what's about to happen. Are you prepared for what's coming? Food, water, supplies, things like that. Okay? And as a bonus, this is the archives to all of our radio shows at New Revolution Radio. So wherever you see Terralo 3, that's one of our radio shows. 2 hours of commentary on what's happening. I'll be giving an overview, and then Deacon John and Earthplay will come in. Earthplay is, if you go to any of these videos from the radio shows, then you'll see links to Earthplay's site. Geologist, he's got his finger on the pulse of what's happening with the Earth. He calls this 2011 the year the Earth flipped out or something like that. He's in our Paltalk room today. And so the way that you get Paltalk is to go to paltalk.com, and you can download it for free. And this is a Paltalk Messenger. This is what it looks like. And whenever you go into the room, the research room, let me find it here. Okay, then all you have to do is, let me make an adjustment here. As you click right here, you can put this URL on your clipboard, or you can add to favorites. As soon as you add to favorites, then you're going to come down here and it's going to appear. This is Earthplay's room right here that he opens it up on Tuesday nights. Then this is how you get there. It's just by clicking once it's in your favorites. So my research room will be inside your favorites. Boom, you click on it, and you can join the members in here. We share links. We keep our finger on the pulse of whenever earthquake happens. 10 minutes after, people ask me, do you know about the 6.4 that we had in Russia? I go, yeah. Well, how'd you know? It just happened. That's because our research group keeps their finger on the pulse. This board keeps going up, and they keep sharing information. We have all kinds of speakers that come through here with all kinds of degrees, physicists, astronomers. The astronomers are coming online now, geologists, geopolitical people. This is the room, this is the way that I keep my finger on the pulse, because we have so many great researchers here. So this is another resource that you guys have access to. I'm also getting ready to start a website. I think it was acquired today, Terra03 at something. I don't have the information on that yet, but whenever I do, then I'll send that information out. More and more people are trying to help me. They realize that something's going on here, and I'm kind of scatterbrained. I've written all kinds of books. I have patents pending on medical equipment, things like that, and I've never followed through very well on anything. I'm like the eyeball of the body. I can see a lot of things, but actually putting things into motion requires hands and feet and things like that. So I'm looking for the group. The group is saying, man, you need help, and it looks like that the group's going to try to help me to get some of these things going. And you're thinking, well, why are you going to do that now if it's the end of the world? I've never said that. I believe that the day of the Lord is about to start. So I've got a religious view and I've got a scientific view. And in this research room, then you're going to get the scientific view. But if I am asked the scriptural questions of how this applies to Scripture, the day of the Lord is about to start. That's a great thing. We're about to be standing in glory. So don't think for a second that it's all gloom and doom. It's not. The earth is going to be terraformed. But the heavy mass object that is coming in, I believe, is the star of the Son of Man. I believe that good things are going to happen for the good people, but the bad people need to watch out. You see what I mean? So anyway, this is my March 22nd, 2012 warning video with as much of the resources as I could pack into it in a 15-minute video, so that you can send it to people and help them to wake up to what's happening. So I don't pretend to have all the answers, but what we do have is a lot of great researchers looking at the patterns, the pattern of seismicity. If you go to Mincer Armour Bosich to Cornell, April 11, 2011, I will include a link in the description box. You're going to see a pattern of seismicity going back to 1965 associated with this inbound object. Now he says it's Elenin, but Elenin was in the same field of view. It means on March the 29th, 30th, and 31st, whenever Crew 4T was looking out through his telescope, he was looking for Elenin. But guess what? The disturbed area of space, I thought Elenin was an orbital of the heavy mass object. Comes to find out, there's 7 AU in between the two. Okay, so the heavy mass object is still there. That's why the 188-day cycle is still ongoing. So Elenin turned out to be a psyop, and it fooled a lot of people. It fooled me. But the pattern is still there, and March the 22nd, 2012 is the day that the hypothesis is going to be tested. Of course, I hope that nothing's going to happen. My prediction last year, I was asked to remind everybody of this too by one of the astronomers, that my prediction for the Earth axis shift last year was off by 4 days. I predicted it for March 15th, 2011, but at that time I was not aware of the 188-day cycle. Now I realize that we have much more data now than we had last year, and the 188-day cycle is continuing. It was Fiji this year, 7.3, and this year, coming up, 2012, March 22nd, 2012, I think early in the day, but I don't want to get that precise. If I'm off by 4 days, I still think it's a great prediction. If you live near a seismic zone, particularly on the west coast United States, that place, if it moves, is going to cause a huge, gigantic tsunami. I'm not saying it's going to happen, pardon me, but I'm saying that there's a good possibility, since that area hasn't moved and the rest of the Pacific Ring of Fire has moved. There's a good chance of that. So anyway, this is the warning video that you can share with others. You guys take care.